I've come to Kawagoe City. Just look at this. It's like we slipped back in time. I'm headed to the museum Mr. Tanoue told me about, and I have a guest joining me today.
こんにちは。
こんにちは。
橋本さんどうも。Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you so
you.
much for coming. This is Miss Mari Hashimoto. She's an expert in Japanese art. You've written a book even about helmets, right? Unusual wartime helmets. She knows everything about it. It's a small museum, but looks kind of interesting. Let's see. Hi. Hi, so this is the floor we're going to take a look at. Wow. These are all real ones.
Yes, these were all worn by actual warriors in the Civil War. The color has faded quite a bit, but these used to be bright red or orange, yellow, green. When you think of samurai attire, you might picture masculine colors like black and blue, but these use gold and other bright colors. These were actually worn on the battlefield. A helmet with buffalo horns.
Huge horns. Are those real horns?
No, the horns are made out of paper and are varnished with lacquer. They're not as heavy as they look. You know Japan's most famous monster, the Oni demon? The demon horns aren't necessarily symbols of evil. They also suggest a supernatural power. So adding these horns became very popular. This part is the crest of the helmet, a very important design point for the era's warriors. During group battles, this crest allowed warriors to be recognized and given credit for a glorious feat. Naturally, the designs became more visible and more decorative. There is, of course, the danger of giving your enemy an easy target. On the other hand, with the buffalo helmet, for example, you can boast that you have a powerful warrior on your side and intimidate the opponent. So while the warriors knew the risks, they weighed their options and continued making flashier helmets to encourage each other and boost morale, while injecting fear in the opposition.
We have some more here, okay?
This is quite a helmet.
Yeah, it's really threatening. Talking about threatening enemies, it's pretty scary.
Exactly. It's baring its teeth and threatening the opposition. Have you ever seen the Shishigashira mask on New Year's with the lion's head? What's a little different about this is that they've added buffalo horns to make it look even more menacing.
Right, double threatening, yes. With two different kinds of animals combined in one helmet. What an idea.
This is called a nambando. At the time, Japan traded with European countries like Holland and Portugal, and European armors made their way to Japan. The Japanese used some of them as they were, and in other cases, they altered the design and made new ones from scratch. The imported armors were thought to be stylish and different.
This is a very tall horns. Those are supposed to be horns as well, or what is this supposed to be? It looks like almost like a sword.
The designs were sometimes more abstract. For example, these are based on horns, but with, shall we say, an evolved design.
So there are a lot of hopes and expectations really expressed here. Yes. And it's hard. It must be really hard to miss the guy who wears this because it's so tall.
If you look at this part here that juts out like a bill, You can see a wrinkle in 2 lines.
Looks like eyebrows.
Exactly. These are supposed to demonstrate sharp eyebrows, the intent being to give the warrior a more domineering expression. This one is another rather abstract one. There's a bill with eyebrows on this one too. And ears that look a little like Mickey Mouse. Sometimes they're said to be modeled after a swallowtail or fishtail.
Is this rabbit?
Exactly, we have a little rabbit.
So cute. Rabbit and samurai. What an odd combination. It's hard to imagine. What is his intention to put rabbit on his helmet? I wonder.
Rabbits are known to have a lot of babies, and they were thought to be symbols of prosperity and fertility. For that reason, they were highly popular and used very frequently as motifs for helmets. This isn't the only one. At the time, you might have seen the warriors. 1, 2, 3, 4, lots of them in the battlefield with bunny ears.
To me, samurai is like, not showing off, keeping themselves really low key, just fighting, just fight the war and nothing else. But look how fashionable they were. It was so important what they wear, and it's really unbelievable. And how sophisticated their design is.
Actually, there are many, many more astonishing helmets.
Really? So this is not enough.
Imagine seeing these armors all over the battlefield. Isn't it amusing?